Hey, this is Adam Reuter, and I'm here again with Lauren of Baltimore Cop Block. And today she introduced me to a brand new word. I don't know if she came up with it or not.
I don't know who came up with it.
But go ahead.
Hipstertarians. The people that I was libertarian before you were libertarian. People who, you can check my voter registration card. I was a libertarian in 1978 or whatever.
Here, and here's the proof. And it's all like looking like parchment at this point.
Yeah, so they want to be cooler than everybody else. They want to throw around Mises and Rothbard and speak over everybody's head because they think they're cooler than everybody else.
Ayn Rand.
Yeah, all that fun stuff. And don't like it when libertarianism gets popular or popularized in any way, shape, or form. Like with Rand Paul, for instance. They cannot. They despise him. But he's, in my opinion, a decent stepping stone, if nothing else, to get people further down the line.
Now, do hipstertarians like Ron Paul?
Some of them did too. So that's the other thing. Some of them did, but I think they justified it because they liked Ron Paul in his first campaign, not in the second one.
Oh wait, the very, very first one.
Well, that would be even better. But I'm just talking about the first time he ran in the Republican time. So
2008.
For some reason, he was an exception for some of them. Some of them.
Maybe because the mainstream media didn't like
because
him.
They despised him. Yeah, they cut his mic in live interviews, and they would not put him in
120 seconds during the debates.
Right, so that kind of backed up their ideas of him, I suppose. The establishment hates him. He's not mainstream, so that kind of worked out. So he's cool, yeah, because he's still anti-establishment. But I mean, I just think that if you want the message of liberty to be spread through the world, whatever, you want everybody to live by these rules that you think are wonderful and superior, or this lack of rules, then you should want everybody to believe it and not want just a couple of your friends who think it's cool to believe it. Am I not on?
Yeah, you're on.
Okay.
Just double checking, sorry.
Yeah, it's all good.
It says hipstertarians are in my head.
Right? Is our video not going to be cool enough? And make sure the sound's on.
Well, actually, it'd be cooler if I used the camera microphone. This is too mainstream.
Yeah, right? This was too much.
The echo is for the hipstertarians.
There we go. But I think they're defeating themselves, whether they realize they are or not, by not wanting anything mainstream for libertarianism to be mainstream at all. And they have that purity test too. That's the other thing with them, is that you have to be the purest of libertarians in everything, and nobody really is. So it's kind of pointless when by the time you've gone through your little checklist of what you have to be, there's 20 of you. Mm-hmm. What kind of a movement do you have then?
Did you get any kind of backlash when you were on one of the NBC affiliate local stations?
I didn't get backlash because I was on the station. I got backlash for doing something with Austin Peterson, because he worked for Fox News on Judge's show. So people were like, "Oh, you're working with, Leif Bieberson, and he's a liberty princess, and he's nobody he thinks he's too cool for everybody, and it's his movement and this and that." So I got a lot of crap for working with him because people thought that he was he's watering down libertarianism for the mainstream. So people didn't like that. I got a lot of shit for that.
Do you see any evidence of that?
I think that Austin is very self-aware of what he's doing, that he's trying to provide a bridge from the people who might be neocons, who might be Republicans, to get over to being libertarians. Like I said, you can't always talk over people's heads with terminology that they don't understand.
Right.
Like NAP. If you say NAP to most people, they don't know that means the non-aggression principle. You have to talk to people so that you can coax them over from where they are, not talk down from your high horse where you're at. And I think he's very well aware of that. I know he's very well aware of that. That you have to infiltrate the mainstream to make your idea mainstream. You have to. You have to do baby steps. It's never going to happen overnight. And if you keep sitting around waiting for something catastrophic to happen and just cause anarchy on its own, then good luck. But that's not what all of us are doing.
No, and I don't think that's going to happen either.
Yeah.
Not unless Russia and China team up and stuff.
I mean, it might happen, it might not, but I'm not going to sit around and keep just waiting for it.
No, you can't. That's like waiting for Santa Claus or the Easter Bunny.
Right.
So they're definitely one of the
And
I wouldn't say a downfall, but they're a negative side of the liberty movement that should change.
In my opinion, yes. I mean, you can still talk to each other like that. You can still be like that to a degree, but don't knock the other people. That's the big thing.
What if,
if you want to be a hipstertarian, fine. Yeah. But don't try to tear down people that are trying to get liberty ideas to be mainstream. You know, like that's kind of what gets on my nerves about it, more so.
Well, then you had the people, you were talking about this before, about if somebody's in the mainstream, they're a part of the, like, well, I don't know.
We could take it as far as saying the Illuminati if we want to, if I really want to start going down that route. But you know, that kind of explains what I mean, that they're part of the establishment, that they're part of the problem.
The establishment, that's what the word I was looking for.
Yes, they're part of the establishment.
I know somebody, let me say this. Back in 2004, I was doing a documentary. I was looking for somebody who was some kind of expert, or just somebody who, I was trying to find somebody to interview about a particular subject. And the only person I was able to find, at the time, he had written a book about foreign intelligence observations, and in 2004, the war in Iraq had just started, the second war. And he was a very smart guy. He was actually only like 17 or 18 at the time. And he was a nobody. I think he lived or still lives in New Jersey. Just a kid. His mom was actually at the convention that he invited me to.
Yeah.
I finally met him in person. He invited me to this intelligence summit in Pentagon City, and his mom was there with him. I mean, like, he definitely was. You know, if he was a somebody, he would be driving like a Rolls Royce. His mom would not be bringing him to this convention. Yeah. And now he's on Fox News because he's kept at it. He's a very intelligent guy. Like, his hobby is, you know, reading up on and knowing people who do, like, foreign intelligence. He speaks very well. He's a good-looking guy, which, you know, as we all know, Fox is all about the good-looking people. You know, I probably wouldn't be on there. You know, I don't know. But that's just how it works. And he's not, you know, he I guess you could call him a part of the establishment now.
It's hard work, is what it is.
He worked his ass off to get where he was. And
like,
anybody could.
I look at the way, like, since I was talking about Austin, he works hard at what he does. He works a regular work day at activism, whatever it is that he's doing. And a lot of people think they're going to get somewhere with doing part-time Facebook activism. And then they want to get pissed off because, oh, look, these guys, you know, have ads on their YouTube page and this, that, and the other thing. Get over it, because these people, we got to get this message out somehow. And you have to, if you want to be a professional activist, there's certain things you have to do that some people might think are compromising your integrity. Now, of course, there are things you can do to compromise your integrity, but most of the things people say aren't. And the difference is hard work. And to me, it's the same thing as the Illuminati. To me, is an excuse for your incompetence. Oh, I could never, it's impossible. Somebody could never accomplish that much on their own. They must have some kind of Satan magic. No. Well, no, it's because they work their asses off. And now they probably had opportunities too that you don't have too. But it's not magic, you know?
I'll go back to the intelligence summit. I do know, because I was there, I saw that they had, you know, at different conferences, and this is where the fee comes in, where you have to pay to be there. Through vendors and through people paying to actually attend. They had a few people who I knew seeing on the Fox News channel at that summit speaking, like doing keynote speeches. And I'm sure, you know, I only went there 1 year. I'm sure he was invited again. You know, he wrote this book. He's a young kid. It's a little unusual to have somebody so young able to write this book that had, like, probably, I would say, about 500 citations. So it was legitimate stuff. And they probably invited him back, or he just met people, even if it was just that one time, and he met people who were on the Fox News channel, and I'm sure he kept in contact with them.
He just connected with people.
It's called networking, people.
Right.
It's networking. And you can do it too.
But if you only choose to associate with people who agree with you 100%, networking is out the door.
Yeah.
Like, I don't agree with Austin 100% at all.
Yep.
At all. But I did a march with them because I agreed with the march. The Toy Gun March was fun. It was funny. It proved our point. We got on the news, you know, and we separated. You know, even during the march, he talked about the Constitution. That's not really my thing. but whatever.
Right.
We managed to make it work because we agree on things. And if you only work with people who agree with you 100%, you're never going to get anywhere, ever.
Yep.
Now you can just make it known. I don't agree with you on this.
It's like somebody trying to find the perfect boyfriend or girlfriend.
Yeah.
Not gonna happen, people. You're gonna have issues.
Exactly. Activism is just like any other job. We were talking about this earlier. It's just like any other family or job. You have to work with these people. You're not always going to agree with everything, but you have to find where you do agree and work towards that.
And do it. And hopefully, if you need help with something else, they'll because you help them, they'll help you.
I work with all kinds of police groups in Baltimore that are liberal groups.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of African American groups where I'm the only white person. You know what I mean? And like when you look at their mission statement, it's to help black and brown folks with police brutality. I'm not even on their list of people they're trying to help half the time. But we have a common goal, so it works. Our politics are completely different. But if you have a common goal with people, you can come together with them. You don't have to have your like little purity libertarian test. Ron Paul even wrote to Dennis Kucinich.
Well, look, all you have to do. I'm still trying to finish reading volume 1 of this. It's how the Constitution was formed.
Yeah.
And there was so much arguing going on.
Oh yeah, I have a few of those books. I'll have to show it to you.
And that's just a great example of even back then the Constitution was a compromise.
Yeah.
This country was founded on a compromise, even though all that, all the dying, the killing that went on during the American Revolutionary War, despite all that, there was still tons of disagreements.
Yeah.
So that's the compromise, I guess, principle of, working together.
And you don't always even have to compromise 100% on a lot of things.
Yeah.
You don't have to compromise your principles if somebody agrees with you on one thing.
No, and if it's like one person disagreeing out of 100, it's like, sorry, dude. But that one person will probably be okay with all the other issues at hand. Whether it may be that or this. And again, as far as I know, there's no Illuminati conspiracy. It's people doing hard work and.
A lot of them have family connections and things like that too.
And luck plays a lot into this.
Yeah.
Though. And luck with, again, I probably could have shook the hand of some of those Fox News guys and maybe got a job there, but I just didn't.
It's defeatist behavior because it gives you an excuse to never have to get up and try to be great because you think the only way that you can be great is if somebody hands it to you.
And the other sad part about that
is it's a victim mentality, really.
People knocking other people down because of jealousy.
Yeah.
Doesn't help things either.
No, I see a lot of that.
So that's about it.
Yeah. Hipstertarians.
Yay.